ultimately, I personally believe nothing is greater for this land than our Hindu culture, because culturally we all are Hindus, right? And I do believe that this is the one culture that actually promotes fraternity and brotherhood. They want an opposition Mukt Bharat. And that's not good for democracy. Most of the big boys here in Mumbai are buying houses in Dubai, are having a second alternative. Why? Why are you hedging your bets? The Congress was India's first Hindu nationalist party. It's lost that space.
Hello and welcome to Buzz by the Bay. Our guest today is someone I would describe as an intriguing personality who is no stranger to media appearances and podcasts. He wears many hats as a social media influencer, columnist, activist, businessman, entrepreneur, but his role as political trend watcher and commentator is what he's most recognized for these days. And though he's a staunch Congress loyalist, he's not afraid to call them out on their mistakes. Very excited to catch up with Tehseen Poonawalla and talk to him about current and future political trends and his own interesting journey. Hi Tehseen.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here.
Welcome to Buzz by the Bay, and it's nice to finally meet you in person.
Finally, absolutely, and I'm so looking forward to this. And congratulations, I believe Buzz by the Way is making quite a buzz in both in Mumbai and across the country.
Yes, of course, we get, prominent people, interesting people, those who have an inspiring message to give, an interesting story to tell. People like you help the show for sure.
Thank you so much.
So a lot has been happening.
What's been happening?
A lot interesting, exciting developments, concerning developments, however you want to describe them. So first, let's discuss a few of those developments and then go on to other issues.
Perfect.
What do you make of it? Over 140 MPs suspended from Parliament. And do you think that those suspensions hurt democracy?
Totally. Shameful. It should not happen. Let's understand something. There was a terror attack on our parliament. The reason I say terror attack is because the people who carried out this act in parliament and outside have been charged under UAPA, which is the terror laws. So obviously it's a terror attack, at least that's what the government says. The last time we had a terror attack was on 13 December 2001. This was of course 2023. So on the same date something happened, and when the 13th December attack happened, the terror attack, the then Home Minister L.K. Advani ji made a statement on the floor of the House. All that the opposition is asking is the current Home Minister make a statement on the floor of the House. What is wrong in it? Now what the BJP says is the Defence Minister made a statement. But that's not enough, because the Defence Minister's statement was simply, look, we got to be more careful in handing out passes. That's all that his statement said. Prior to the Defence Minister, the Speaker spoke, Om Birla ji, and the Honourable Speaker said, this is a small incident. I'm quoting him verbatim. He says, a small incident, let's go on. Yes. So from a small incident where only passes had to be, you have to introspect while giving passes, it's now a terror attack where the Delhi police is saying there's a mastermind, phones were destroyed, etc. Now it's a serious breach. Tell me another democracy. Through you, I'm asking the audience, tell me another democracy in the world where their parliament is attacked and the president or the prime minister, whatever is the governing authority there, and the home minister does not address the country through parliament. Tell me another system. Yes. And what is surprising, now I don't believe anybody should be suspended. I also don't believe the BJP MP from Mysore deliberately gave out those passes. Let's be clear on it. I want to believe he's innocent until proven guilty. But if Mahua Moitra can be suspended for giving her login ID, how does this guy continue to be there? And 141 MPs who are asking for the Home Minister to give a statement on the floor of the House, following the precedents where the former Home Minister gave a statement, they are being kicked out, not the BJP MP. He's still not been investigated. Delhi police have issued a comment. I don't know when this comes out, but as of today while we are recording, he's still not been investigated. He's still not been summoned. So what is going on? In a terror investigation, your most important link is the pass that has been given. Yeah. That person's not been summoned so far.
Right, so it's two rules that apply to two sets of people.
No, it's not two rules. It's what the BJP wants that they're doing. They want an opposition Mukt Bharat. And that's not good for democracy.
Right, absolutely. And you're virtually suspending most of the opposition, and bills can be passed without...
That's why they're doing it. That's why they're doing it. They're bringing in draconian bills. They're bringing in the broadcasters bill. They're changing the entire IPC that will completely curb our fundamental rights. the government can look into, can shut any account that they want on social media. They don't want criticism anywhere. So shows like yours could come under criticism if the government decides to shut it down.
So free speech, according to you, is definitely going to, going to be affected very badly.
Free speech is already under threat in our country, going furthermore. And I'll tell you why. A lot of times people tell me, oh, but you're every night on TV criticizing the government. Yes, but I'm not in jail because the government so far doesn't want me in jail. The day they want me, they'll put me in jail. And if you say free speech is not being compromised in a country, we are in the Bay. Look at all your industrialists, all these industrialists. Ask one person to criticize the government. Not one person will criticize the government. Yet, spending, for example, in media is at an all-time low. They don't have the money to spend. Yet, all of them, most of the big boys here in Mumbai are buying houses in Dubai, are having a second alternative. Why? Why are you hedging your bets?
Hedging their bets because they're like, if things get too draconian or too much of a police state, then they'll move. Is that what you're saying?
I am saying everyone's got a house in Dubai, everyone's got a house in Singapore. Here they want to make it a totalitarian state. I'm not saying Dubai is a democracy. Of course it's not a free state, but it's close to India. So people are just hedging their bets. They're getting houses. They're getting everything elsewhere. That's what people want. People are slowly sort of supporting what the regime says here, but also moving out.
Going back again to these suspensions, I mean, what's going to happen? I know the INDIA India Alliance also met, and they have, condemned these suspensions from Parliament, and they've also made statements about it. And you have also tweeted on it.
The Honorable Vice President of India and Chairperson of Rajya Sabha, he said that the our fellow Jat citizens were very offended that he was mimicked. First, I don't think a chair should be mimicked, but look, mimicking isn't as dangerous as throwing 141 people out. Right. Secondly, if the Jats were offended, our Jat fellow citizens, because the Vice President was mimicked, the Vice President was not offended that the Jat girls were molested by Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh for asking for protein powder, as says the Delhi police report. Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh continues to sit in that house, as does Biduri. Haste you threw Mahua Moitra out. I'm not defending Mahua Moitra. I am not a fan of hers. I think what she did is stupid. In haste, you threw 141 MPs out. Biduri, who used the worst language in our parliament, continues to occupy a place of glory. How is he there?
So like I said, double standards, but you said it's not really about two sets of rules. It's about having no rules at all and basically acting with impunity and doing what you...
Same Biduri. If he was a member of any other political party, he would have been suspended. It's only the rules for the BJP. What Kalyan Banerjee did with the Vice President can be funny, can be immature, can be childish. I really think it's childish. The problem is also that, na? Problem to ye bhi hai, na?
Yes.
मैंने इनको कहा, 141 MPs have been pushed out for asking the Home Minister of India to sit. Do you think the people of India would not support you when the opposition is 60% of India? How much would BJP get? 38%? You're duty bound to stand up for them. You're not throwing an MP out of parliament. You're throwing the entire constituency he or she represents out. What did Sushma ji say? Sushma ji in 2012, 7th September if I'm not mistaken, while speaking to the media said, when an entire parliamentary session had been washed out, the winter session, she said not allowing parliament to function is a legitimate form of democracy. August 2012, Arun Jaitley ji said, and I'm quoting him, he said that we will not allow the government to escape via discussion. We don't want discussion. Oh. This is Arun Jaitley ji. They washed out entire sessions. Today they are saying that the opposition protesting, asking for a discussion is wrong. So then what I make of it is you didn't want a discussion in opposition, you don't want a discussion in government. I think Sushma ji or Arun Jaitley ji said something wonderful, which I believe very strongly. The house belongs to the opposition. Running it is the responsibility of the government. The parliament always belongs to the opposition. Where else will opposition raise their voice, if not parliament?
No, absolutely true. So which brings me to the next topic, which is the INDIA Alliance, and you are a staunch Congress loyalist. And I'm going to ask you later on why and how. But coming to the meeting of the India Alliance and this proposal to have Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge ji as front runner, this proposal from Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal, what do you make of it?
It's a good proposal, but they didn't take a decision. You see, why are some people so attracted to Modi ji? They're attracted because they find Modi ji decisive. Now, you can agree, disagree with his decisions. I think demonetization was horrendous. But a lot of people love the fact that he's decisive. Our politics has become about being the alpha. Indira ji was the alpha.
Yes.
Right? It's become about being the alpha. Now, if you can't take a decision, whatever your decision is, decision lo bhai. And I've given them the suggestion. If you can't have a face, and I think Kharge ji is a good face, because he'll be the first Dalit CM, PM, etc. Okay, you can't have that. Fine, I understand that. At least have a shadow cabinet. Let's have a shadow cabinet. So, for example, Milind Deora as Commerce Minister, taking on Piyush Goyal, two Mumbai people. And because we're in the Bay, I'm taking...
Right.
But just imagine that. Or Akhilesh Yadav as the Home Minister, taking on Amit Shah ji. Or, Sachin Pilot in some responsibility taking, or Shashi Tharoor taking on Jai Shankar ji. At least have a shadow cabinet. Take a decision. Stop being so timid about it. Right. Now, September, the meeting happened in Hyatt. We are now in December while we're shooting this. Right. You've not even decided who's your face. You've not decided what is your seat composition, which I think is not a very big problem. At least get the low-hanging fruits out of the way. Let people see something is happening. You've taken no decision.
So you don't think the seat sharing is going to pose a problem?
I don't think so. And I'll explain to you why. So a lot of times people ask me why. In 90% of the constituencies, the issue is solved. Where there is a Congress versus BJP direct fight, there are no regional parties. Where the regional parties are strong, you can adjust seats. So there's no problem. The problem is in 2 or 3 states, which I again don't think should be looked at as a problem, but as an opportunity to grow. So for example, Kerala, you don't need to do an alliance with the left. Because if you do an alliance, the opposition space would go to the BJP. You don't need to do it. Fight in Kerala, fight in Punjab, do an alliance in Delhi. Be clear in your communication. Tell people, and I'm sure you can work it out.
Do you think it's too late now for this alliance to get their act together and convey a convincing message?
No. If they focus, like how Arjun focused on the eye of the fish, they can. But they have to be focused. They cannot be distracted with surround sound. Very often they get distracted by surround sound. The issues of India are not the size of the teeth of the lion on parliament. The issues of India are not the Prime Minister going in a dressing room. You get distracted by surround sound. The issues of India is lack of spending amongst corporates, is lack of highest unemployment in 40 years, is other issues that have to do with people's lives being more difficult, is also to do with liberty, at least in urban centers. You have to communicate and articulate that to the people with a vision of how you will make it better. You cannot just keep saying BJP is bad. You got to say what you are going to offer to the people of India as an alternative.
So it should be issue-based. It shouldn't be about running down personalities or, because that hasn't worked, right? Calling the PM Panauti and things like that.
So I don't like that. I don't think you should do it. Having said that, it was the Honorable PM who started it against Rahul Gandhi by calling him words that I don't want to use. He said it first. But I just feel you must not fall for what they are doing. Because it doesn't work for you. A, it doesn't work for you politically, and why do you want to go down to that level? And second, stop taking his name. Because Indira ji would never take a political opponent's name. Call him the PM. You don't have to keep taking his name every time. How does it matter to somebody staying in Mumbai, where the Bandra car or Townside or wherever, that the Prime Minister went into a dressing room? How does it matter? What does matter is how can you make their life better? Can we focus on that?
So you're saying, of course, take it, make it an issue-based campaign, which I totally agree
issue
with
था
you.
कि वो पार्लियामेंट के ऊपर शेर जो था उसका दांत बड़ा था. मतलब वो ये कैसा मुद्दा है? I mean, seriously ये मुद्दा था. They don't have the answers to what is going to create jobs in the future. Take them on that. You are arguing about the lion was growling and not smiling. Like how does it matter to that last man or woman standing in Bihar who is getting 5 kgs ration? And I'm saying this because I actually am concerned about. I want to see the BJP defeated. I'm coming from a good space. I'm not right wing. I'm centrist. I want to see the BJP lose. But fight on issues that matter.
So why? Why do you want to see the BJP lose? I want to ask you.
Because I just think that the BJP doesn't have an economic vision for the country. They keep talking about us being a 5 trillion economy, which is great, and I hope we soon become a 5 trillion, 10 trillion, $20 trillion economy. Great. What is our per capita income? Have we got people out of poverty in these last 10 years? Or more people have gone in? Have our lives become easier or have they become worse? I don't think they have an economic roadmap. I don't even think they have a scientific roadmap. Yes, of course, very proud ISRO. We landed Chandrayaan on the South Pole. Very proud. But those are things that we had started achievements long back. The world of science is going to change dramatically with quantum computers coming in. We're not nowhere even building a quantum computer. Europe's doing it, China's doing it, America's doing it. Okay. Where are we on quantum? What is our theory on quantum? What is our theory on AI? What is our Web 3.0? Web 3.0 fintechs, they are not, all of them are being registered in Dubai. Why are they not being registered in India? Because you don't have rules. What are the rules on crypto? We don't have rules on crypto. How are you going to create future jobs? You're telling there's highest unemployment in 40 years. I agree. How are we going to create jobs? I say we because I want the BJP to lose. That's what we should do. But I dislike the BJP particularly because they are clueless on these issues.
So you're saying because they have no economic and scientific roadmap. But the economy is growing by 7.6 as of the last quarter.
At what base? Minus 23 gaya tha na niche. First time the economy contracted in 40 years. That part they'll avoid. Since now we are the world's 5th largest economy, which I'm very proud of, why is it that the per capita income didn't go up? Which means, which is even more worry, that your money is based on a few people getting rich, which is very little. Second, your expenditure right now which is happening is either government expenditure which is happening or people doing it on credit. The demand for jobs under Manrega has been the highest that they've been in the last 15 odd years, which means that people are not getting work sort of, so they are now seeking that 100% guaranteed employment under Manrega.
Yeah. Would this India Alliance have a roadmap too?
दो ना public को, तो उस पे बैठो बात करो, get a serious roadmap and go to the people. Or hire me, I'll tell you.
Aren't you already advising them?
I am, but they should take it more seriously.
No, because if you're saying BJP doesn't have the answer, then so I definitely don't think the India Alliance has
the answer. And we should take it to the people. At least smart people in the India Alliance do have. Tell me, how can you lose somebody as talented or not use somebody as talented as a Sachin Pilot or a Milind Deora or even lose a Jyotiraditya Scindia?
So you tell me, because see, you are a staunch Congress loyalist, okay? You do call them out on their mistakes. So why? I mean, Congress is looking like a bit of a losing proposition, but you continue to support them and be a loyalist. Again, why?
Because my family has been associated with them since Mahatma Gandhi's time. My grandfather was with Mahatma Gandhi in jail.
Oh,
yeah.
When
this is Pune.
This? Okay.
Yeah, when Kasturba passed away.
In Yerwada jail.
In Aga Khan Palace.
Okay.
So Gandhi was imprisoned. Kasturba passed away there. He was moved to Aga Khan because Kasturba was quite unwell. And my grandfather was with him when there was the first or the second assassination attempt on Gandhi.
Oh.
Yeah. This was after Pune. He was, because Kasturba passed away, then he was released. He was on his way to Panchgani when there was an assassination attempt on Gandhi. But the same people, by the way, who assassinated him later. Yes. My association with, my family's association with Congress has to do with with Mahatma Gandhi. It's a deep association.
Okay, that is a deep association.
Yeah, so
right?
I voted Congress all my adult life, and I will die voting Congress.
Okay,
I really want Congress to sit.
But do they still uphold Mahatma Gandhi's ideology?
I think to a great extent, Rahul does.
What do you hope? I mean, do you hope for a ticket? Are you going to get into electoral politics?
I don't know at this moment. At this moment, I'm just in a very good space.
Okay.
I don't know what shall be. I haven't thought about this. I know if I get, I'll win. The BJP can't defeat me if I fight from where I will fight. But I don't know if I want to commit myself.
Where would you fight from?
Wherever I fight from, the BJP will defeat me. But the point is, I don't know if I want to at this point completely do that. That's one. Second, I feel I contribute a lot more being outside because it makes me, it gives me the sense to remain balanced and also call out wrong at the part where I am supporting. Right. So I also think that I like that view. Okay. It's almost like there is this political universe and then I'm in another universe observing it. Yeah. Part of it when I want, but still at the same time away so I can be fair and take fair calls. So I do like that space a lot. Okay,
you like that space. Yeah. So do they pay heed to your advice? I mean, you must be quite close to Rahul Gandhi. And
they pay heed to my advice, but they didn't pay heed to my advice on not raising the OBC issue in Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
So they didn't.
So what's your analysis or post-mortem of the state elections and the loss in Madhya Pradesh?
We should have won Madhya Pradesh. Chhattisgarh was completely read it wrong. The team that was working there should be questioned. But Madhya Pradesh was an election to have taken home. It is astounding the way it was lost. But also the narrative. There were many reasons of the defeat, but one of the reasons was the OBC census in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
The Congress did not realize that Madhya Pradesh already had an OBC chief minister in Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Right. They again have an OBC chief minister now in Dr. Yadav ji, yes. But prior to that they had Babulal Gaur and Uma Bharti ji were OBC. So that was never going to resonate. What happened with that is the votes in the Vindhyale areas and other areas which would have come to Congress, which are traditional Congress votes. I don't like the word upper caste, but I'm using it for lack of another word. Traditional Congress votes didn't come to Congress because of that OBC thing. Now the OBC issue, caste census, is an important one for national elections, not for state elections. Okay. So it shouldn't have been raised there.
That jitni abadi, utna haq, that whole issue is more a central issue, you're saying?
Yes, and when you are in power, you can implement it, which you should, based on merit. Yeah. People should get their fruits of development.
But the BJP does have welfare schemes and things. Okay, we're talking, there is a certain divisive politics also in Hindutva and stuff. But aside from that, and you have of course criticized their economics and their lack of a plan, but they do have welfare schemes which have benefited rural poor and urban poor. Yes. If you talk to people on the ground, when I travel, I try to talk to people. You talk to people who come from Bihar and UP and work in Mumbai, and they say that their families have benefited, right? So, given that they've benefited, whether it's with bank accounts, money in their bank accounts, rations, and these things are delivered, right? So, then that becomes tough to counter, right, for the Indian.
It's not tough to counter, but yes, I completely agree to this point. I completely concede to it. The BJP does not win only because of Hindutva. That's a misnomer. That's wrong. Yeah. The BJP has managed to associate Modi ji with nationalism. And in that nationalism comes Hindutva. In that nationalism comes the welfare schemes, the Labharti schemes. So Modi आपके घर पे 1300 रुपये भेज रहा है, Modi 5 किलो राशन दे रहा है, नल से जल मोदी जी ला रहे हैं. मोदी जी सब कुछ करते, बट से पार्लियामेंट में बात नहीं करते बेचारे. और जब महिला रेस्लर्स आते तब नहीं, बट बाकी सारे मोदी जी करते. तो अच्छे काम सारे मोदी जी करते. अटैक हुआ तो स्पीकर इज द कस्टोडियन ऑफ द हाउस, वरना अगर नल में जल आया तो मोदी जी ने लाया, जो आपके कॉर्पोरेशन का काम. बट लुक, दैट्स अ जीनियस ऑफ द मैन. He's done it. Yeah. So what you're saying is right. Yeah. They have benefited. Now, to counter that, you have to give your own version of welfare schemes to people with a guarantee that they will get what they're getting. So for example, in Madhya Pradesh, another reason for BJP winning and Congress losing was a lot of people felt that a Ladli scheme that Shivraj Singh Chauhan was putting money into women's accounts would go away, though Congress guaranteed it. Now you see, the Congress should have focused more on that rather than OBC. So had they focused more on that, convincing the women, like, listen, what you're getting from Shivraj Singh Chauhan's government, not only will we give it, we'll enhance it and we'll make it better for you to come into the productive workforce. Before Modi ji became Prime Minister, he had a Gujarat model. Now you can argue or disagree with the Gujarat model. That's fine. He had a model to show people. We don't have a model to show people. Now, the India Alliance has a unique advantage. It can take the education and Mohalla model from Arvind Kejriwal. It can take some welfare that Mamta ji has done, something that's Tamil Nadu done, which is phenomenal state. Kerala model, Maharashtra model when the UPA was in power here, Karnataka model, Telangana model, and present it to the people that our model will be a mix of all these models versus the BJP model or the Modi ji model. But at least karo, wo to karo.
No, it's a communication, social media strategy. I hope you're helping them with all that, because BJP has nailed it. They have nailed their social media, their marketing, everything.
I think they're overhyped. I think the BJP is also overhyped. I don't think it's as difficult to beat the BJP. I know what I'm going to say, I'll get trolled, but it's true. It's not difficult to beat the BJP. Just do the simple things correct and you can beat the BJP. It's not that the BJP is what is the model that they've had in 10 years? Can anyone define it? Yes, they brought in nationalism with a little bit of religiosity and socialism. Did the Congress not do it in the 70s?
So you're saying it's actually not as difficult as people think it is.
So I gave an example, and and a lot of people tweeted me on this, so I'll try and explain. So I'm a huge fan of quantum physics, huge. Like, I love quantum physics, which I think is, by the way, is very inspired by Hinduism,
Yes.
especially the Vedantas.
Yeah.
And if you read the Vedantas, which I get,
Yeah, I study Vedanta as well.
so this is completely, this is there in our books. Now, mathematically, it's possible to go faster than the speed of light, but the laws of physics don't allow you to go faster than the speed of light. So, for example, if I were to throw this watch on the wall, if you could go faster than the speed of light, the watch would be seen on the wall before it actually hit the wall. So the laws of physics prevent it. So the laws of maths will allow you to beat the BJP. The laws of politics at this moment don't allow you to beat the BJP. However, there's a twist here. This is where quantum comes in. Einstein said E is equal to mc square. So what is the mass? What is the velocity with which it goes? Because if I don't throw it a velocity, it will fall down. So the watch hitting the wall just because it's thrown is not a given.
Okay.
It can still be defeated.
All right.
So the laws of physics do allow it if you can manipulate the mass or the... So you still can beat the BJP. So yes, the BJP, at this moment, it looks simple. Like the watch, if I throw it on the wall, it will hit the wall. Yes. But it can still be defeated if you can play on the other things. So that's what you got to do. You got to think in another dimension, which is where I come to quantum. Think outside the box. Do you know, Vedantas talk a lot about what now quantum physics or physicians are discussing, including about relativity, including about different realms?
Yes, the Upanishads, some of the opening lines in some of the Upanishads talk about that theory of relativity, which even Einstein has acknowledged.
That's
that
true.
The Ishavasya Upanishad spoke about what he spent his life researching. So it is great.
We now know that we are just a tiny dot in the Milky Way, which has billions of stars, and there are 4 trillion galaxies like the Milky Way. This was all said, is all written in our Upanishads and in all our books. I find that very fascinating. Therefore, I find quantum physics very, very close to the study of Upanishads and other books.
No,
but I'm good
right.
to know that you read it.
No. I have been studying it. I must admit I don't know much about quantum physics, but yes, I love studying the Vedas, and which brings me to the point that people appreciate that about the BJP, that they've drawn attention to Hindu philosophy. That, okay, I mean, yes, I'm not talking about divisive forms of Hindutva, but they have, brought back pride in Hindu culture, Indian culture, yoga and things like that. And people actually like that.
People didn't do yoga before Modi ji came.
They did yoga, but
I'm just asking you. I don't know, I'm asking you.
when I travel, I speak to people about politics and who they support. And then they do say, some people, let's say in some states like Uttarakhand and all, they have this feeling that the Congress did not have instilled this pride in Hinduism and India. They have this feeling.
I agree with you. This is a perception the Congress will have to fight. The Congress was India's first Hindu nationalist party. It's lost that space. The Congress needs to understand why they've moved away from being the principal Hindu nationalist party to becoming this party that looks so left.
Yes.
I think the Congress needs to reflect on that. And my reasoning for that is some of these left loonies in the Congress.
Okay, like who?
No names taken. Ask me no names and I shall tell you no lies.
All right, so do you think the left loonies have skewed this whole
completely.
ideology?
The left loonies in the Congress are absolutely clueless. So if you think I live in another universe, they live in a different universe. Ultimately, I personally believe nothing is greater for this land than our Hindu culture, because culturally we all are Hindus, right? And I do believe that this is the one culture that actually promotes fraternity and brotherhood.
Interesting you say that, essentially we are culturally all Hindus. You're born a Muslim, you're Aga Khani, right?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a couple of questions. One is, how do you feel as a Muslim in India? And I read a quote of yours, I don't know how accurate it is, I read it online, saying that I'm with anyone who is politically opposed to the RSS. Yeah. So I want to ask you, why are you opposed to the RSS?
This is the greatest country in the world. I've never been discriminated against. Never felt, no, never. That does not take away from the fact that there are problems for Muslims in India. Of course there are problems. I will not say that there aren't. I have not faced them, but that does not take away. In fact, I went to court for mob lynching.
Yes.
So I do agree to that. I do admit to that. But who are the ones who fought for me in that mob lynching case? Kapil Sibal, Hindu. Sanjay Hegde, Hindu.
Yes.
This country is amazing because it's multicultural. We've grown up respecting each other's faith. And you're a Mumbai girl, I'm a Mumbai Pune guy. When for us, Ganpati is religious, but it's also cultural. You know what I'm talking about.
Totally.
When we go to the pandals, for your viewers to understand, in what we call mandals, but for those who are out of Mumbai and Maharashtra, pandals are called mandals in Maharashtra. When you go to mandals, you'll find Muslims there, you'll find Sikhs there, Christians there, they're all sitting there. You know how it works.
Yeah.
It's a celebration. Ganpati comes home. The Muslims will come down and do a puja in the society. So for us, that cultural association has always been there. So you said Aga Khani. My mom goes to the Jamaat Khana. I'm atheist, but so Jamaat Khanas, so we have Jamaat Khanas.
Yes, yes.
Diwali, it's lit up.
That's
We have,
beautiful.
अब वो मोदी जी के आने के बाद नहीं हुआ, वो पहले से होता था. Just for the record. Why I'm opposed to the RSS now, let me tell you. I'm opposed to the RSS because I believe the RSS is an organization that is not democratic. And I don't think it is pro youngsters, it is pro women. I don't think it is pro equality. Why does the RSS not have a Dalit chief or an OBC chief so far? When will they make one?
Which brings me to another issue of your own brother. That he is a BJP spokesperson and a
Yes.
talented spokesperson
Very
at that.
talented. I think that the BJP has two very talented spokespersons. Three, but two active, Sudhanshu Trivedi ji and Shehzad. I do believe they're the two best.
So when he left the Congress in 2017, because didn't you try to stop him?
No.
You did.
I was in Bangalore. My wife and I were in Bangalore. I didn't know he was, that interview he was doing, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I knew he was having issues.
He was upset about the election of the Congress president at that time, right?
A lot of
in
things.
2017.
A lot
Yeah.
of things.
He wasn't given his due, obviously.
He is very talented.
So then obviously he was not given his due and the BJP gave him his due, right?
I guess that's one way of looking at it. My way of looking at it is slightly different. We don't
Which
leave the Congress. We fight for the Congress. So it's different points of views.
Wow, you're a true loyalist. So right now you don't, I mean, other than debating him on like national media, do you have much to do with him?
No, not at all. You feel bad about it.
Of course.
From both ends, I wish our relationship would have been more stable, and I wish we both would have handled it better. Yeah, I do feel very bad because I raised him as a child.
Okay, he's your younger brother.
Yeah, 6 years younger. So I raised him as a child. I feel bad. Of course I feel bad. Yeah, I mean, I do love him a lot, right? He's my brother. He's my blood. Of course I love him, but that's how it is.
Let's hope for your sake that at some point there'll be some reconciliation.
Q Sera Sera, what shall be, shall be.
Right now the TV channels are totally exploiting this situation for TRPs.
But you see, we both are very good in debating, so it works. But I do believe, and I concede, his research, his way of speaking, his command over the language is astounding. I feel bad that the Congress lost somebody as talented as him. So a couple of people I feel bad that the Congress lost: Jyotiraditya Scindia ji, Himanta Biswa Sharma ji, and Shehzad. They're such talented people. You don't want to lose such talented people. So I feel bad. And this is another criticism of the Congress. Now, I see a lot of Congress handles criticizing Jyotiraditya Scindia ji and say, oh, he didn't become chief minister. भैया वो union minister है civil aviation का. आप power में नहीं हो. उन्होंने आपकी सरकार गिरा दी. मतलब उठो, wake up, smell the coffee. He's in power. You're not.
Yeah, and you almost lost others, and this is a big criticism of the Congress, right? Sidelining talent, not giving talent their due.
Now, with Rajasthan, finally, can we have Sachin in a main role? Not that I'm a huge fan of Sachin. He's a friend, but I'm not a huge fan of his. In fact, I think Ashok Gehlot ji was okay as chief minister. But now, when does the change happen? You see, BJP made the changes. Now you can agree, disagree with the changes. That you can say, they insulted Shivraj ji, Vasundhara ji. You can say it. But change is the law of life.
So, I mean, coming to another issue, last couple of questions. We're sitting in Bombay. This is Buzz by the Bay. And Maharashtra politics, what's your take on it? It's been a bit of a circus.
So I'll give you my honest take. I've seen Maharashtra, in my lifetime, I'm seeing Maharashtra politics go down a spiral, which Maharashtra politics wasn't. And even as recently as the days of Vilas Rao Deshmukh ji and Gopinath Munde ji, there would be such camaraderie, and that's what made or Pal Thakreji and Sharad Pawarji at that point, there'd always be friendship, right? So there was always beyond the assembly, there was friendship. And that's what made Maharashtra the progressive liberal state that it is. It's a very progressive and liberal state. What's happening now is politics of the lowest rung. Not good for the state. And because of this politics, all our projects are going out of the state. All of them. The Diamond Hub is gone. So many things are going out. The chip factory went. So many. The Anil Agarwal's investment. All of them are going out. That's one. Number two, so you have to unite for Maharashtra. Number two, I think that somewhere the MVA government, that is the erstwhile Uddhav Thackeray government, needs to ask itself, what was Uddhav Thackeray doing? He was chief minister. How do you not know your MLAs are being escorted by your own police to another state? Like, what are you doing? And I don't support, I have never liked Ajit Pawarji and the NCP. I think NCP is an impediment to Congress's growth. I think the Congress would be well advised, the Maharashtra Congress, to stay away from them, even Sharad Pawarji. I have a lot of respect for Uddhavji, he's a gentleman. But to resign on Facebook? ऐसे थोड़ी होता है यार आप असेंबली में जाओ स्पीच दो look at Eknath Shinde in the eye say you've betrayed me my father got you up.
No, absolutely. Anyway, we're going to see now soon what the outcome is, you know, and the Honorable Speaker has to take a call and we're going to see how that plays out. Lastly, I want to ask you, what is your vision for a progressive unified India and what is your wish list for 2024 if you could name 3 things?
Wish list for 2024 is less division, more unity, less hate, more calm and peace, and more growth for our country, peaceful growth for our country. What is my vision for a unified India is an India where people progress because of merit, not because of where they are born or or the privilege that they have. Everyone has a right to dignity, everyone has a right to healthcare and education, and that must be universal across no matter whose child it is. They must get the same quality education, healthcare and dignity that anybody else gets. We cannot have an India where some people get more privileges than the other. Ultimately, when you go ahead in life, it should be only because of merit, not because of where you came from. Meritocracy must rule.
Yes, absolutely. Agree with you on that. Thank you so much, Tehseen, for joining us on Buzz by the Bay. That was a very, very fascinating conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.